Evening traffic streams through downtown Kabul. Many of these cars are outdated imports, running on environmentally damaging leaded fuels. Most lack even basic maintenance. Traffic is heavy and commuters get stuck for hours. Toxic car fumes are fast becoming a significant problem in Kabul. Cheap and adulterated fuel that is sold on street corners only adds to the problem. A short distance away, 16-year-old Wali gets his stock of forest wood ready for sale, cutting it into small pieces that can be used in homes. 95% of Kabul residents rely on firewood for their heating and cooking. Over 200 truckloads of wood are consumed by the residents of Kabul each day. Timber is largely obtained from Afghanistan's once dense forests, which are now depleted by providing for these basic cooking, heating, and construction needs, as well as by illegal logging. Since the fall of the Taliban regime in 2001, people have been returning to Afghanistan after years in countries like Pakistan. This massive increase in population is now exerting pressure on the city of Kabul. An average home in this camp consumes 65 kilograms of firewood each day. This heavy use of firewood emits ultrafine particles into the atmosphere, having an increasing impact on health. This situation is mainly due to the lack of access to electricity. On average, Kabul residents get only 10 hours of electricity a week.
Well, I think the international community knows this very well, that without electricity, a country cannot develop, neither economically or in other spheres of its life. So electricity is of utmost importance. The lack of electricity in Kabul for its citizens is causing this pollution.
At this air quality test site, we get an idea of how dangerous the situation is. There are excessive small particles impacting health. Some 3,000 people die every year due to air pollution. At the respiratory ward of this children's hospital in Kabul, children continue to pour in with lung infections and bronchial diseases. Most are severe.
I think the big problem is the pollution, air pollution. Nowadays, the majority problem, we have severe pneumonia or very severe pneumonia, like bacterial and viral problems, and also acute bronchiolitis nowadays.
Blood tests also show that lead levels are 3 to 4 times above normal in the residents of Kabul.
Having high quantity of lead in the atmosphere and in the bloodstream of our children stunts their growth. It affects their intellectual growth. It affects their motor coordination. It causes retardation in our children.
Wali Mudakik of the United Nations Environment Programme has been working to help stop environmental degradation in Kabul. He takes us to the garbage site of the Akbar Ali Khan Hospital and shows us another impending problem.
See, this medical waste, which is a very critical problem for the underground water. And also it's very harmful for the public health at all.
Millions of tons of garbage are also dumped at this landfill site on the outskirts of Kabul. The city has been trying to mitigate the problem, and a management policy is now in early stages of development. For 5 years, UNEP has implemented a capacity building and institutional development program for environmental management in Afghanistan. The program has continued despite massive operational and security challenges like daily bombings and kidnappings.
We must put the environment on the list of one of the top important government priorities.
In 2001, after the fall of the Taliban regime, environment was not part of the government's mandate. UNEP has played a pivotal role in the establishment and development of environmental governance institutions in Afghanistan.
Our way of life before the war was destroyed. Afghanistan was destroyed.
The National Environmental Protection Agency was established in 2005. Considering that all these institutions were new ones, one of UNEP's first priorities was to help develop environmental management tools such as environmental laws, policies and standards.
I don't think that without UNEP, the National Environmental Protection Agency would have been where it is right now. The environmental laws that were written were totally with the help of the United Nations Environment Program. Without UNEP, I don't think that NEPA could have gone forward.
UNEP has played a role not just in policy, but has also tried to push greening of Kabul. Thousands of saplings were planted in April 2008, some by UNEP and others by the municipality. Hills like this one faced decades of occupation by armed rebels who felled trees for strategic purposes, for heating and for cooking their food. Though it is winter, most of these hills are now beginning to show signs of recovery. Meet Belkis Omaryar. She's a journalist trained by UNEP to understand and write meaningful stories about environmental issues.
البته نقش یونپ در این قسمت اینمی بود که بر ما یک دور ورکشاپ آموزش اونا تدارک دیدن که ما در اونجا آموزش دیدیم و البته در مورد محیط زیست بسیار گپ ها، بسیار لکچر ها و بسیار فیلم های مستنده که از طرف یونپ.
Belkis has now written extensively about the degraded state of the Kabul River. She takes us to the historic riverbed and shows us its condition.
Kabul River, if you look, basically the debris, the sludge that has been put there. Kabul River affectionately is now known as the public latrine.
The Kole Hashmat wetland was also one of the victims of war. This urban wetland that served as a lung for the city faced degradation as water was being diverted for farming due to droughts. UNEP created its management plan and many partners worked on it. The canal leading up to the wetland has been cleaned up and water now flows through continuously. It is already beginning to show signs of revival. Kabul's expanding population has put immense pressure on the city's resources. But now, it is beginning to show signs of recovery in spite of a fragile security situation. Kabul's 5 million residents are determined to make things better. They smile despite tough conditions and harsh winter. They need help from the international community to get electricity, cleaner fuel, so that these children have a chance to breathe clean air again.